Hey heroes, it's your boy Ian, aka The Real Reinhardt, bringing you another episode of OVERFAM, where I interview various Overwatch cosplayers and prop makers. And in today's episode, we've got a special guest of Jill from Obsydiann Props, and we're going to talk about her amazing 3D printed models and works that she does of Overwatch characters' weapons and accessories. And this is totally an episode you're going to want to check out and not miss, so stay tuned. Hey guys, so I'm here with Jill Copeland of Obsydiann Props. Thank you so much for being here and doing this interview.
Oh, no problem.
So I came into your work through My Minery Factory, but for those that aren't intimately familiar with the work, tell them a little bit about you, yourself, what you do, and what you're into.
So like I said, I'm Jill. I go by Obsydiann Props on social media, and that's also kind of my battle tag if you play any Blizzard game. I started out as a cosplayer, but as of last year, I started getting really into 3D printing and digital modeling. And My Mini Factory picked me up to kind of host a lot of my prop files. So if you know of me, you've probably found me through Overwatch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's your major claim to fame. I think you've done, I would argue you've probably created 90% of the 3D printed Overwatch files that are in the internet that have some tie to you.
Probably. I've seen a lot. They just don't give out their files, which is understandable. But downloadable, I would say 75%, but I don't know. The internet's pretty vast.
Well, I guess maybe let's get into, with so many people in cosplay wanting to like kind of protect their work and hide it or being the only one. What made you decide to give away your files or like share them on the internet?
Uh, well, my mini factory caught me at a time where I wasn't really familiar with the 3D printing community online, so I didn't know what to expect, and I just wanted to help people make the best props possible. Because I know you focus on the costume, here comes the con, oh no, I don't have a prop. So like you can 3D print it and have it done pretty quickly. Finishing work, of course, takes forever, but you can still cheat that and have a pretty decent prop.
What got you into 3D printing and digital modeling? How did that all come about?
Um, I went to the Art Institute of Pittsburgh with the intention of getting into toy design.
Oh, okay.
But so that was the industrial design major. Then I realized that wasn't really what I was into. I wanted to do more physical work because I was more digital at the time, or just traditional drawing and sketching, ideation. So I switched to entertainment design, which is Hollywood stuff like sets, props, costumes, makeup, and had to take a class we had a CNC class, and part of it was 3D printing. So I had a ZBrush class, a SolidWorks class, which then went into CNC and 3D printing. And then I thought it was cool. It was really new to me. Wasn't totally sold on it. But after a few years away from it, I realized I loved it. I wanted to get back into it. So I bought a 3D printer a year and a half ago, I think, and dove back into it.
Wow, that's really amazing. What software do you use to model?
Most of my work is done in SolidWorks. If there's anything extremely organic, I use ZBrush. I know a lot of people assume I just rip the model from the game, which is how I turn things out so fast, but I don't. I just got really used to SolidWorks.
No, you can definitely tell you didn't rip them from the game. As someone who has ripped files from the game, even if you do fix them, well, like the fix time would take you longer to fix it than to just build it from scratch.
Yeah.
No, and you can just see the level of detail in your work. Anyone that knows what they're doing realizes that that's not what you did. Oh, what 3D printer do you have?
Oh, I have two Robo 3D R1 pluses.
Okay.
I just bought a third one that's a Creality CR10. I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's the hot kid on the block. Everyone's buying one of those, especially all the cosplay nerds. They're all buying that one.
I just noticed that, and I figured I'd give it a shot. I just put it together. I'm probably gonna test it out with this Final Fantasy lance because it takes some pretty large pieces.
Yep. Did you buy the? Well, they just came out with a new one. I think it's the S4. Did you get the regular or the S4?
I think it was the regular because
Okay.
it was on flash sale, so I imagine it might have been on clearance or something.
Yeah. I literally just learned about the S4 an hour before we started talking. Uh, I don't know if you know Uncle Jesse. He's like a 3D prop kind of guy, but does a lot of like superhero stuff. And he's been a big fan. He was the one that introduced him to me. So shout out to Uncle Jesse. What has been your favorite prop to make to date?
I'd say my most grateful have to be my Mercies, which I kind of laugh at. So thank you, support heroes. But I'd say my favorite has to be Junkrat.
Yeah, that's epic.
I haven't seen many out yet, which is understandable because it's a 300-hour print.
Oh wow.
I've seen one person print it at a smaller scale, kind of like I think it was maybe 1/6 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Bindi Smalls has just recently printed it, and she's finishing it up.
Oh, I know Bindi. I'm friends with Bindi.
Oh.
That's how I got into 3D printing, is because of Bindi. Seeing her do her work. So shout out to Smalls.
Yeah, I seen her at BlizzCon, I think was when she had her StarCraft armor. Yeah, her Nova.
Yeah.
And that was also my first BlizzCon. I was like, I need to step it up. So I think she kind of got me into 3D printing as well.
Wow. It's going to be 6 degrees of Bindi Smalls. So speaking, you mentioned BlizzCon, and I see the shirt, obviously.
Yes.
What else are the cons that you like to go to or regularly attend?
Well, I mainly started out East Coast. I was from Ohio. So back then it was a lot of Otakon and ColossalCon. But now, since I'm in California, BlizzCon has become annual. Anime Expo is annual, and I usually drop by Fanime for a day just to hang out with friends. But
Nice.
I'd like to go to more, but just with work and everything, it's a lot of time.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. You know, what can people expect to see from you soon? Like, what, you don't have to tell them completely, but like tease what interesting things they can expect to see from Obsidian Props in the future.
Well, my Patreon this month, gotta drop that in there, is
Yep.
Strike Commander Morrison, so you can get his rifle, healing canister, and scouter.
Ah,
Commission-wise, it looks like Huntress Widowmaker, Odette Widowmaker, Symmetra, maybe Reaper, maybe Mercy. Since the event's dropping next week, I'm probably going to be swamped with that. As soon as that hits, I always get, hey, are you making this? So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I talked to you the night of Diva's actual launch, and you were like, I've already got the Diva gun done.
yes. Shout out to Martin. He's a fan from Germany. Every event, he sends me high-quality screenshots. And I don't know if he gets the event sooner than us or not. I'm not sure with the times of difference. But yeah, as soon as the model dropped in Overwatch, he was like, here you go. Here's some screen caps. And I spent probably 8. I don't even think it took me 8 hours. I think that gun took me 4 hours.
Tell people where they can see more of your work, contribute to the great work that you do on your Patreons, Facebooks, all that. Time for selfless promotion.
I'm more active on Facebook and Instagram. My Mini Factory, obviously. I try to upload something once or twice a month.
Yep.
And then Patreon if you want exclusive files that I won't upload anywhere else.
Nice.
But if you can't afford the files, I do have friends selling printed kits on Etsy.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few I gave specific permission to, some not so much, but I can't stop them. Yeah. All I ask is credit. I don't really care if you make a profit at this point. I've gotten over that. But please credit your artists. That's my big pet peeve.
Yeah. And it's Obsydiann Props for both Facebook and Instagram?
Yes, and it's spelled OVSYDIANN.
All right. I'll put a link in the description for people.
I want my battle tag to be cool. Original Obsidian was taken 500 times over.
All right, then. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to put a link to all of your sites so people can find you and see your awesome works. Thank you so much, Jill. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
So that wraps up today's episode. Special thanks to Jill of Obsydiann Props, and please go and support her amazing work by either following and liking her on Instagram or Facebook at Obsydiann Props, as well as follow her Patreon page so you can get those super exclusive Overwatch 3D printed files that she's posting for only her members there. As well as, if you'd like to be featured on an episode of OVERFAM, please submit your email and works to coswatch76@gmail.com and put OVERFAM in the subject line so we'll know you're willing to be submitted and featured on the channel. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any future episodes. We've got a lot of great content coming up, not to mention some Overwatch cosplay tutorials based on the new anniversary skins, as well as my progress and update reveal of my Overwatch costume for DragonCon. And that's all going to be stuff you don't want to miss. Well, that's it for today. Keep the watch, my friends.